It's a horrible double cross. You fear death, okay? So you fear death. You fear what Saturn does. One small aspect. You fear death. You're on your knees, begging, crying. You know, your knees are all scabbed up. It looks like you're a prostitute for your profession, okay? Which is interesting because I believe that any god or government that forces you to pray, live, and worship on your knees is just eventually going to force its cock in your mouth. So maybe prostitution in some way may work for most Christians. I see it. It's natural for, you know, I think they're prostitutes, but whatever. So, or Jews, or Islamics, all those three religions are pretty much the same fucking religion. It's just slightly different. Slightly different. But other than that, all based on the same principle. You fear death. Okay? You pray out to whomever, protect me from death. It hears, oh, this is what you fear. Yeah, sure, totally. I'll protect you. And then manifests exactly what you are most afraid of with very limited benefit. So it shows you over and over again what you fear, ups the ante each and every time to get your energy to protect you from something that you shouldn't be afraid of anyways. It is a spiritual boogeyman, a spiritual Bin Laden, a spiritual Goldstein from 1984. It is just creating the perception of something that is natural. The physical world is absolutely harmonious when it is left alone, when it is not being controlled, when it is not being manipulated, and you live in a manipulated world. You are taught what you fear, you are conditioned to want what they want, not necessarily what you want, and you work and toil for their benefit. You manifest on their altar of Saturn what they want. You, however, get scraps from their great table. And you greedily suck it down, and you are taught that you'll get more scraps, maybe better scraps, if you are willing to backstab and kill and harm your own kind, to climb a ladder that has a definite ceiling that you are not going to get past. You are not part of that intellectual, scaly scumbag elite. You're not there. Let's use an Earth-based image. Let's use the behemoth. Let's use the great bull. You ever heard this idea of humble? Now, there was someone else trying to disprove this, although I think this is a beautiful imagery, even if the word didn't necessarily come from here, although I think it did, and I think they're trying to change it. In the old kingships, they would bring in the animal that they killed that day. And the kings and queens and royal class would start high on the hog. They would eat the best cuts of meat, usually up towards the back, the riblets, whatever. You know, the places that was meatiest had the best flavor. And as it descended downward, it physically descended downward on the animal. So it went from royalty to nobility. Nobility got the upper middle crust. The merchants got the middle part. The peasants, this is where 90% of us are, got the umbles. We got the dung-filled intestines, the organ meats, the weird, strange cuts that weren't palatable, the scraps from what the indolent royalty threw down to the nobility threw down to us, all baked in the same gross, mushy, and that's, you know, humble pie. So, umble, this was a actual practice to keep us in check, to remind the peasants where they were. And if you wanted to step it up on the hog a little bit, get a little better meal, then you had better begin to kick down anyone else who climbed the ladder. And this is called control. Because the 1% of 1% who sit on the top, they stomp the fuck out of anyone else who tries to climb that ladder. They control people by giving them an extra rung to climb up. That's it. Step by step. This is where the Saturnine energy becomes very dangerous. And this is the Saturnine energy that most of you are familiar with, because this is the energy that you've been conditioned to build, to manifest, to work for. Oh, you work for it. You supply it. You keep it going. Climb that corporate ladder, monkey. Do it. Dance when I tell you to dance. They laugh at you, and for good reason. You are building their empire, and you've got shit to show for it. When you go home, what's your empire? What are you building? Now is the time to step up out of that stupidity. Now is the time to climb out from underneath the crushing powers, the densification, the weighty hooves of the mighty bull Taurus. Strap a plow on that big fucking beastie and start tilling the fields of your own destiny. Wow. That's like magic or something. Whoa, Bearheart, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm okay with casting spells out of a book, downloading shit from torrent. I'm okay with, meditating on a unicorn. But you're telling me that I've got to actually use the astral world as a guide to help build, to add form to the astral force? Well, I don't know. That's too much. You see, because that would mean that some group could get together and through the slow manipulation and incremental corruption possibly take over the world. Oh my God, it's right in front of you, isn't it? So could that also mean that you could do the same? That, I think that my great work has me in front of lots of people, discussing openly this information, this tradition that has been flown through me since I was very young. Oh, wow. And now I'm helping that happen. Now I'm helping other people also understand this and make the appropriate changes and view the occult in the way that it was always meant to be viewed. Not for benefit of me. I don't get on and give my everyday name. I'm not asking for money. I'm not doing any of these things because of some need for celebrity. I want to live in a world where other people understand these principles, where other people aren't so fucking stupid about what they are actually doing and make real and lasting magical changes. Guess what I do? I work. I make it happen. I make time. I use my time when I have time, and I use the space when I have space. Saturn's my friend. Can you say the same? What do you do every day that benefits you? Are you tilling your fields, or are you tilling the fields of others? And why? What are you getting? Is it a paycheck? And believe me, that's worthwhile. But what else? Are you just simply working? Are you just surviving? Because sometimes that's all people can do. And the more people that just survive, the less anyone's going to do for themselves. And that's part of a plan. That's part of a very restrictive Saturnine Quillopian energy. that states if we can make it that everyone else can just barely survive, all they will do is focus on survival. And if you got people just focused on survival, if there's no benefit, if there's no payoff other than just another day of toil and doldrum, mind-numbing, imagination-crushing, spirit-dampening existence, then eventually humanity will just succumb. It'll fall to its knees out of exhaustion. This is as much a war of manipulation as it is a war of attrition being fought on the physical realm. And a lot of you are feeling that. Now is the time to fucking change it. You don't like it, you gotta change it. If I don't like walking around with a thorn in my foot, I have to sit down, look at my foot, take out the thorn. Oh, it's work. Yeah, it's work. Yeah, it's work. But the end benefit means I don't have a fucking thorn in my foot, and my time and my space can be spent doing other things rather than feeling and worrying about a thorn. If you don't like the physical world, then your magical practice needs to align your physicality with your astral desires. And that takes physical action, not just ritual. Every day your actions must be in ritual, because as you walk on the physical plane of earth, you are walking on a magical sphere. You are operating within a magical system that manifests your that manifests your astral world. You are an agent. You are fleshy hands building the heaven that you want. The earth is an altar. Every action you do is an offering to what you believe in. Religion is the imitation of your gods upon the earth. If you believe, as Pan does, that humans are meant to procreate, enjoy life, enjoy physicality, enjoy sex, enjoy eating, enjoy drinking, enjoy dancing, and enjoy merrymaking, then absolutely, guess what you got to do? There's going to be a lot of people who don't like that because they are conditioned to do everything that is corporate to make sure that they're at work on time, which is important. Don't get me wrong. We live in a world that you got to work. But what else are you working for? Because the more people that build energy, that work towards a common goal, the less people support the institution that we all slave under now. We are taught to fear this great Saturnine energy. And not only fear it, but supplicate the true Saturnine energy, which is going to exist whether or not you want it to, and bow down and submit to a Quillopian Saturnine energy, who, believe me, Saturn's harsh. This thing is without mercy whatsoever and delights in the toil and the suffering and loves your tears, your blood, your dreams when they come crashing down upon it. Oh yeah. Stop with the stupidity. Stop it. Learn to see the physical realm as a beautiful, earthy place. You're a human. Enjoy sex. Enjoy eating. Enjoy drinking. Enjoy pleasure. Enjoy love. Enjoy sweating. Enjoy working. Enjoy the fuck out of the physical realm. Don't feel trapped by it. Use it to expand. Use it to grow, get stronger and sharper. That's why it is dull at first. You are meant to sharpen it. You are meant to work to sharpen your tool of physicality. That's the mystery right there. You are a slave until you personally stand up and say, I am no longer. You have to deal with the repercussions. But if you are truly strong, if you truly use your time under Saturn wisely, You will bend iron, you will bend steel, and nothing can supplicate you. You will snap all chains of enslavement. Get stronger. The mystery of steel. Which is stronger, flesh or steel? Flesh bends the steel, makes the steel. Therefore, flesh is stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. These are Saturn, Crom, actual Celtic deity. Actual Celtic deity. Uncaring, made his children strong for the benefit of his children. That's what Saturn does for you. You can either whine, bitch, cry, and be a victim, or lift that weight off the ground, press it over your head, and say, I own this motherfucker. Your choice.